Hi YouTube, it's Antasia back with another video. Let's get into it. So there's a thing out here called misery, and she loves company. Little story time, not even a story time, little situations that I can tell you in a form of a story sporadically. There's a lot of people who, when they are unhappy, when they are miserable, when they're lonely, when they love gossip, they love company. They love for you to be like this with them. And I actually know a lot of people like that. And let me just tell you that it's mainly older people, and that's every sex, man and woman, older. The older generation, the people who were born in the 1970s, 80s, and 60s. And also men and women. But I did the emphasis on men because it's just like men are becoming more and more and more messy these days. And I don't know why. I don't know what's got in the air, why the roles were switched or reversed or whatever. But don't get me wrong, women are very messy too. But men have gotten out of control. But back to the older generation. They're the main ones who like to be in your business. They're the main ones who like for you to tell them your business so that way they can go to the next phone or the next person and tell them about your business. It's like I'm confused. If I told you, then why are you telling the next person if I didn't give you the consent to tell that person, or if I didn't tell that person myself? So it's like when you're going through a rough patch in these times, especially 2025, I mean, the economy is getting worse. Just everything that's happening to us these days. It's just best to try to enjoy life. And that's also about protecting your peace as well. But misery loves company. It's like when you're going through something so bad, you just need to vent to somebody and just talk to somebody. They turn around and backstab you or betray you. Let's not even talk about backstabbing. They turn around and betray you and go and tell your business to the next. So now Tom, Harry, LaQuisha, Kenya, Monique, everybody knows your business and you didn't even tell them people. And it's like, who are you to trust? Because misery loves company. They're already lonely and miserable with their life and going through something. And then when you get on the phone and you say, guess what happened to me? You wouldn't believe it. Oh, they live for it. Those are the type of people that will stay on the phone with you for hours because they love it. They're lonely. They're miserable themselves. They want that. They want somebody else that's going through that to feel how they're feeling. They want that. They crave that. They live for that. If they don't have that, it's like their world is just crumbling, coming down. And I've never understood that, but I have understood it because misery loves company. That's the whole title of this video. That's the whole topic of discussion right now. Misery loves company. And I have to think back to those type of people and go to the psychological sense of maybe it's just something wrong with them. Now, this is the thing. Maybe if people like that, like let's just try to do something really quick. Maybe if those people that are lonely, miserable, upset, going through something bad, maybe if they find something that they actually enjoy doing instead of gossiping or rearing in the nexus, hurt, pain, and confusion, then maybe they would stop. Maybe they would stop. I think that they would stop because there would be nothing for you to crave if you already have something taking your attention, taking your mind off of what you're going through. I think so. What y'all think? I think so. Because it's the thing, though. I've never been the type to love company when I was miserable, going through something sad, upset, lonely. I actually don't like talking to people that are going through stuff bad. And let me rephrase that and clarify what I meant by that. I don't, because it's just like I have got so deep into this mindset where I'm so positive about life. Whether if I get a curveball thrown to the face, teeth knocked out, I'm still gonna be positive because I've grown to adjust to my failures. I've grown to adjust to my downfalls and things not going my way and hitting rough patches and being at my lowest, because I've survived it. And when you survive things like that, you just grow into a different mindset of like, okay, this is life. Like, this is literally the title of life. And so when people, I don't mind people venting to me, because what you're going to get from me is positivity. You're going to get positive words of affirmation. You're going to get a positive outcome. I'm not going to, because it's just a quick story or explanation. There was this friend who was married, this ex-friend who was married, and she was on the phone talking about how she wanted to get divorced with her husband, spreading all his business and spreading her business. And I'm like, well, I don't believe in divorces and I don't play around with marriage. So every response that I gave her was positive. I never once told the girl to leave the man. I never once told her anything bad about her, like egged her on to actually pursuing divorce or talking bad about that. I don't know him from a can of paint, so I'm not going to talk about anybody that I don't know. So the entire time when she was just yapping and talking bad about the man, I was giving her positivity, because it's just like, I'm not going to do that. I just don't live for that. I don't agree with divorce. I agree with working things out, because marriage is sacred. Marriage is serious. And when you get married to somebody, you don't just divorce. Like, my thing is this: why marry somebody if you know the littlest thing, if you're not going to be there for better or for worse, for sick or for poor, all that stuff? If you're not going to do those things with that person, why are you going to marry them? When you marry somebody, you have to understand what marriage is. And then you have to go with the punches of that marriage. So I'm never going to be the type to egg you on or convince you or go along with what you're saying and tell you to leave somebody. Like, when you talk to me as a friend, I'm going to be positive with you, because there's a positive in everything. There's a positive in everything. So I'm not the friend that's going to, yeah, girl, because yeah, he, I don't do that. Because for one, I'm just hearing your side of the story. For two, I don't know the people. For three, why are we being negative in life? Why are we talking bad about people? Why are we looking down about people? Like, I'm just the type of person who is going to speak positive and life into a situation. And I'm also going to put myself in that other person's shoes as well as in your shoes, because I feel like, why not? Why not try to understand why somebody did something or why you're feeling this way? Let me sit on that bench where you're sitting at right now. Let me put your shoes on right now. And if you can't understand, at least try to understand a person and what they're going through. That's what I like to do, because that's the best way to gain sympathy and empathy. So that's what it is for me, you know. I feel like if a lot of people, especially like I said in the beginning of the video, the older generation, they love to gossip. They love to talk about somebody. They like to dig out information and then go run and tell the next person and just spread your business. And then they also like for you to come to them and talk to them, especially if they're the person who's miserable, lonely, have nothing going on with their life. They love that, because that feeds their craving, their need. And I would just say, hey, find a hobby and stop making everybody else's life miserable along with yours. Like, can we start speaking positivity into people? Can we go and talk to somebody if we're going through a rough time and learn other ways to cope in life instead of just, being messy all the time or spreading negativity? Okay. So let me know what y'all think about people who love company that are miserable. People who love to spread negativity. People who love to gossip about the next. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I love making these type of videos. I love talking. YouTube is like my outlet, so I will be sure to be back with more videos. Thank y'all so much for watching. Have a great day. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be sure to post another video. Bye.